You guys, our first family home evening.
I want to watch TV.
We're not watching TV. We're Mormons now, and we're having family home evening.
Dad, did you know that Joseph Smith guy read the Book of Mormon out of a hat?
And? Your turn, Sharon.
It's just that the Book of Mormon says a lot of strange stuff, like that Adam and Eve lived in Jackson County, Missouri.
Yes?
But school taught me that the first man and woman lived in Africa.
Well, you can't believe everything school tells you, Stan. Your turn, Shelley. Ooh, that must be the Harrisons.
The rich man who wrote down what Joseph Smith read out of the hat?
Yeah?
See, after he was done, he took some of the pages of what would become the Book of Mormon home.
Martin went home to his wife, dum 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 dum, and showed her pages from the Book of Mormon.
Think the Mormons are in the lead, Jehovah Witnesses. Yeah, they are ahead of the race, right? And the reason why I use Mormons is because, there are some similarities, especially the outward appearances and similarities. One being, they go not so much door to door. They stop people basically on the street. And, they're kind of like attire, white shirts mainly, suit jackets, and you could kind of mistaken them for Jehovah Witnesses. At least in prior years you could. Now I kind of can pick them out. I see the lapel, the white shirt. Typically they're of a white or Caucasian descent. Although I did see an Asian, but I don't see many black Mormons. But that could just be my demographics, where I'm at. I don't know if, where you are, you see many, diverse ethnicities when it comes to Mormons. But typically, they look like they come from the Midwest, blonde hair, blue eye. Yeah. But the reason why I said they're in the lead is because last night, I have some investment properties. So my brother, the back room, and I, we invest in certain properties, and so we have property, we have real estate, and so I sometimes make my rounds and make sure that I'll do a drive-by. Make sure the garbage is out when it's supposed to be. Make sure superintendents are, doing what they're supposed to do. So typically these properties are, I don't know, for lack of a better word, in the hood, right? So last night I'm doing a drive-by from one of these properties, and I said, wait, something seemed a little odd. I'm like, I see these, two white gentlemen, look like they come from, like I said, like freaking Colorado or Nebraska, somewhere like that. I don't know. They just had that look. So they looked really kind of like out of the element. So I slowed down and I look over. And I said, oh, those are Mormons. And they're smack in the middle of the hood. So I said, I got to give them props, right? One is they're in the hood. Now, me at that time in that particular neighborhood, not getting out of my truck, very often, even though I'm well liked and everyone knows me. But hey, you still got to be smart, right? Still got to think. By the way, I got a think shirt on. Just, I wear my product, right? So you got to think. And you got to think smart at some points. But I said, these guys are right smack dead in the middle of things. And I said, number two, they're still preaching. They're out there. Right? In the flesh. They ain't doing no Zoom. I don't know if they do Zoom, but they are hands-on. They had no mask. They was just out there. And they were already in conversation, mid-conversation. They had a couple of people standing around them. And, they were warriors. And I said, I got to check off. I got to give them a star, right? You know, how you kids, you get a star. Or I know my daughter, my youngest daughter, she gets stars, and you know, you did good. You did good. Mormons, you did good. You know, you are ahead of the race. You know, Jehovah Witnesses, Mormons, the Mormons are here. Jehovah Witnesses, they're like where that green light is back there. They're way back there, right? And you know, and who's to say that they're, because I think they're called elders, right? I had one approach me and he's like, I'm elder so-and-so. I said, wow, a lot of similarities here, right? Except for, I think there's a spaceship that's supposed to come and get, or is that Scientology? The spaceship is supposed to come and take, I don't know. But, you know, their teachings are, you know, just as radical as the Jehovah Witnesses, in my opinion. But, yeah, I got to give them props. And who's to say that their higher-ups leave it up to them to do it or not, right? We don't know the insides. They can, you know, hey, it's not necessary, but if you want to. So that's why hats off to these guys, right? It may not be a prerequisite that they have to go out, you know, but they're out there and in the hood at that, right? So, you know, hats off. There would be so many hiccups, so many things that they probably would bring me into the back room for. By the way, that's my brother's channel. If you guys want to check out The Back Room, I'll have a link in this description to his channel. Very thought-provoking questions that he has and topics. Really thought-provoking. One's where I look at it and I'm like, wow, I didn't even think of that. Right? So The Back Room, the link will be in the description. Check them out. So I would be taken into the back room all the time if I was part of this organization, because if I truly believed in it, I don't care what some governing body says. I'm going to be out in the street. Right? I'm going to have my cart. Probably would be hard to get one of the official cards because I think those go back to the Kingdom Hall. I'll make my own, right? I'll put my stand. Like, what would happen? You know, brother Sean, you ain't supposed to be out here preaching. Yeah, but I want to. Yeah, Jehovah didn't tell me to stop. The people need this right now. This is what I want to do for Jehovah. This is between me and Jehovah. Like, these are the things that I would probably say, and how could that be challenged? How could that be argued if I wanted to still go out preaching? I mentioned this in one of my previous videos. I would still be out there. You're not going to tell me to stop. I mean, what's the reason that they're not going door to door? For safety, right? But you're still going to Walmart. You're still going to Costco. You're still going to the malls. You're still going out to eat. You're still going on vacation. You're still getting on trains and planes and driving automobiles and getting in Ubers and Lyfts, right? You're living your life. So what's the difference in going and knocking on someone's door? And even if you didn't want to do that, just standing on a corner with your mask on. Like, it goes to show you that it is something more than your well-being, your safety. It is control. That's what it is. They want to see how much control they have on you so they can proceed to the next steps, the new lights. We got them here, you know. They're in order, right? They're in subjection. So we know that we can drop this atomic bomb on them, this new light on them, and they will fall in line. There is no other reason that you shouldn't continue your preaching work out in person. You're doing everything else. Is it liability? Right? If people start if people start catching, let's say, COVID, let's say there are some fatalities, they don't want anyone suing the organization saying they made us go out, leave it up to the individual. If that's the case, leave it up to the individual to make that decision. Like, hey, we're not telling you, but if you guys want to go out, you know, that's on you. That's it. It's like, you know, but they say, no, we're not doing that. And if you were to do that, would you be reprimanded for that? Jesus, you know, preached. Jesus went out. Jesus spoke to the people under all conditions. Yeah, you use common sense, but, you know, when a year goes by or over a year. Now, I know that, you know, standing online in ShopRite, you can do what you want. You know, if you're standing online, you see someone, you strike up a conversation, or at the airport or whatever, you know, you can do what you want. But I'm talking about the systematic way of doing things. Coming out, broadcasting yourself as one of Jehovah's Witnesses with advertisement. What if I wanted to do that? Can I do that? No, I got to wait for the governing body to say it's okay to do that. So, which means, and leads me to believe once again, that the governing body is your God. Because if Jehovah was really your God, then it would be between you and Jehovah. But no, the middleman, your agent, is the governing body. You got to listen to them. And, you know, they are the mouthpiece for Jehovah. Makes sense why they would say that. Because they would say, no, you know, it can't be between you and God. We intercept. We intercepted that situation when you got baptized. Right? Can't be you and God anymore. Right? You have to be, there's the middleman. We're your agent. And we require 20%. Pay up. Right? Because we speak to God for you. And God speaks to you through us. There's no direct connection. Right? There's no direct connection. We're the layover, so to speak, right? And that's sad that you actually fall in line. That's sad that you can't have a personal relationship with God without these middlemen, without these agents. It's really sad. I'll leave it there. You know what I ask you to do in every video, or almost every video. Just think, right? See that? Just think. A lot of people still ask me, where can they get Think shirts? Just click the link and email that. Just contact that email that's in the description up there, and Matt will direct you. As always, just think, and as always, it's love.